Let me ask you something. Is your infrastructure actually working for you, or are you working for it? I'm Nick Prosser, and in this video, I'll walk you through a simple data center colocation buyer's guide for 2026. Because right now, a lot of businesses are stuck managing cost, complexity, and constant upkeep. So they're shifting, keeping their hardware, but moving into facilities where power, cooling, security, and connectivity are already handled. More control, less headache. And in 2026, that balances everything. So if you're thinking about colocation, this will help you make the right call. Before we get started, I'd like to ask for your help. Can you help me by subscribing to our channel? It's absolutely free, and it helps us grow our audience so that more viewers, just like you, can find the information they are looking for about data center services and solutions. As you know, this landscape can be very confusing at times, so my goal is to help simplify this technology and the selection process for as many viewers as possible. So please hit that subscribe button right now, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Let's get started. What is colocation? First, let's make sure we are on the same page. Colocation means you place your own servers and equipment inside a third-party data center. The provider gives you the space, power, cooling, physical security, and network access. You still own and control your hardware. Now, that may sound simple, but the reason businesses choose colocation is very logical. They want more control than public cloud gives them. They want better predictability than paying for everything by the hour. And they often want a stronger setup for hybrid IT, where some systems stay in the cloud, some stay on premises, and some run in colocation. Now, before you even look at providers, you need to start with the foundation. Define your workload. Now, before you even start touring facilities, you need to know what you are actually putting inside the data center. Ask yourself a few simple questions. How much power do your systems need? How much space do they take up? Do they need low latency? Do they need special cooling? Are you running normal business apps, or are you dealing with AI, storage-heavy systems, or regulated data? This part matters because the right provider for a standard server setup may not be the right one for a high-density AI environment. In 2026, buyers are being much more specific about workload type, because one size fits all no longer works very well. Hey, before we move on, I'm assuming the reason you're watching this video is because you're searching for data center and colocation services. I want to remind you about our free consulting service to help you figure out which solutions on the market are best for you. We represent all the major data center service providers in the USA, and we're paid by referrals only, so our consulting service is absolutely free. If you'd like my help, all you have to do is visit our website at www.datacenterhunter.com, where you can request help from my team and I on our Contact Us page. Filling out the form is simple and just takes a couple of minutes. So, if you're looking for data center services for your business, we can help. A link to our website is also in the description below this video. Now, I will talk about power and cooling because this is one of the biggest deciding factors. A colocation site can look great on paper, but if it cannot deliver the power your equipment needs, it is not the right fit. And if the cooling is not designed for modern workloads, especially dense ones, you can run into performance and reliability problems. So ask about available kilowatts per cabinet, redundancy, backup systems, and cooling design. If you're planning for future growth, ask what happens when your needs double. A good provider should be able to explain how they scale with you, not just how they serve you today. Look at connectivity. A data center is not just a room full of servers, it is also a network hub. So when you compare colocation options, look at how well connected the site is. Is it carrier neutral? Does it give you access to multiple internet providers? Can you connect directly to cloud platforms? That matters because strong connectivity gives you flexibility, better performance, and fewer single points of failure. In hybrid environments, this is especially important because colocation often acts as the bridge between private systems and public cloud. Review security and compliance. Now, let's talk about security. At a minimum, you want strong physical security. That means controlled access, cameras, logging, and proper visitor procedures. But for many buyers in 2026, that is only the starting point. If you are in healthcare, finance, government, or any regulated industry, you also need to check the provider's compliance certifications and audit history. Ask what standards they support, what reports they can share, and how they handle access and monitoring. To be honest, this is not the place to assume anything. You want proof, not vague reassurances. Think about the location. Now, I will talk about location, because this one often gets underestimated. Where the facility is located affects latency, disaster risk, staffing, and even operating costs. If your users are in one region, putting your infrastructure nearby can improve performance. If you need disaster recovery, you may want a site in a different risk zone. And in 2026, location also ties into edge demand. A lot of companies want infrastructure closer to users and business activity, especially when they need speed and responsiveness. Compare contracts carefully. Now, this is the part where buyers sometimes rush, and honestly, that can be expensive. Check the service levels, the upgrade path, the pricing structure, and what happens if your needs change. Some providers are flexible, others lock you into a setup that becomes awkward very quickly. You should also ask how they handle growth. Can you start with a single cabinet and expand later? Can you add power or space? In 2026, phased growth is very important because many companies do not want to commit to more than they need on day one. Now I want to connect this to hybrid IT because that is where colocation really shines. A lot of businesses today are using a mix of on-premises systems, colocation, private cloud, and public cloud. That setup gives them more flexibility, better control, and a smarter way to place workloads where they actually belong. That is why buyers are not just shopping for space and power anymore. They are shopping for a platform that fits the whole IT strategy. Now, let's be honest, support can make or break the experience. Some providers give you the basics and leave you alone. Others act more like a partner. They help with onboarding, migrations, network planning, and ongoing operations. Depending on your team size, that can be a very big deal. So ask what support looks like after you move in. Do they have remote hands? Do they help with troubleshooting? Do they offer managed services? Because if your internal team is already stretched, having real support can save time and stress. So what actually makes a smart colocation decision in 2026? It's not about chasing the lowest price. It's about aligning power, cooling, connectivity, security, location, and scalability into one cohesive strategy. The real question is, are you choosing a provider for where your business is today or where it needs to be tomorrow? Drop a comment below. It helps us understand your thoughts and create more useful content. Again, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you found the video helpful or insightful, hit that like button right now, and feel free to let us know your opinion about today's topic in the comments below. This is Nick Prosser with Data Center Hunter, and I'll see you again in the next video.